It is 9 p.m. on a Friday night, and I feel like talking my talk. Now, today I'm going to get into the 6 signs you have indeed healed from a past relationship. This is one of those subjects that I believe is absolutely vital, not only for us to gauge whether or not we're in a space of healing to get into another relationship dynamic, but more specifically and more importantly, for us to understand that we are finally in a space where we have let go of the past, surrendered the past completely, and we can allow ourselves to live in this present moment. Now, of course, we want to heal in order for us to be able to bring a better version of ourselves into the next relationship, to show up different, and of course, to attract something very differently from our next relationship dynamic. Hopefully, we learn something from what we came out of as opposed to repeating those same cycles. So, that being said, I'm going to get into this quick list of 6 signs that you have healed from a past relationship. These 6 are not the only 6 in existence. There are a multitude. I could have done 106. I could have done 666, but that would just be weird. You know what I mean? Some people, Illuminati, all the time. People get weird about it. So I just made a simple list of 6 reasons or 6 signs, that you have indeed healed from a past relationship. Sign number 1, you no longer feel the need to incessantly talk about your ex. This one right here is a necessity. And I understand that there are those who believe that, that they're in a place where they just need to vent or they need to express what happened in that past relationship. I completely understand that. But when you get to a point where you are continuously, incessantly talking about your ex or talking about the last relationship, what did or did not happen, continuously, you're not in a healed space yet. You are still holding on to that person, especially if you're in a new relationship dynamic and you continue to bring that relationship up. Me and my soulmate, we had this conversation in the open. And we said, we're going to let go of talking about the past because there is this moment here now. We have been given something so beautiful, so precious. Why would we taint it with bringing the past in? As many lessons may have been back there, there are even more lessons to be learned in this present moment. So that's number 1. You no longer feel the need to continuously talk about your ex or talk about your exes at all. The ex is X'd out. It is the past. It is hearsay. Shearsay. I don't even know if that's, I'm just, sometimes you just got to make things up. Webster ain't the only one who can make words up, okay? Number 2, you were able to focus more on your future or your present than you do the past. So again, this ties directly into the last one of no longer talking about your ex, but you're no longer fixated and focused on the things that happened, right? We oftentimes find ways to victimize ourselves by continuously harping on the past, perpetually talking about the things that happened to us, the things that ensued in our lives, as opposed to fixating on the good of this moment. And so when you are finally focusing on the future, on the good of the future and the good in the present moment, you know that you are truly healing. And that's from anything, whether it's a relationship dynamic or, it might be some event or some past trauma, wounds, etc. When you can stop fixating on those things and instead bring yourself to the present moment and find the goodness in this present moment, you're indeed healing from that past relationship. Number 3, you don't compare others, to your ex. Now, this one right here, I'll be honest with y'all, I found myself guilty as charged a multitude of times where I would try to look for the good in the person that I was with. And instead of just, expressing the good that was there, I would always have to compare what was, nothing like my last relationship. In my last relationship, she was this, but you're like that. She was like this, you're like that. And I know we use this as a means to, hopefully make the other person feel good about themselves and to know that they mean something different or there's something special within our lives. But we ain't got to do all that. It's the equivalent of within our own lives if we got to tear somebody else down in order to bring ourselves up. We don't have to tear the last person down in order to bring up the individual that we are currently in relationship with. So when you finally stop doing a comparison game, whether good or bad, because we could also, my ex used to do this, my ex used to do that. Those things are extremely toxic within, your healing process. You got to let go of all of it. Again, X is for a reason. It's X'd out completely. X files, they ain't getting opened back up. Number 4, you deleted all memories from the relationship instead of hanging on to them. Now, this one has been, I'll be honest, it's been a new one that I have adopted because I finally accepted the actual power, like the true physical ramifications of keeping things that are from your past relationship dynamic. Now, we may not consider this to be a big deal, but subconsciously, we are basically soaking in everything within our environment. So if I have, let's say, a picture God forbid, of me and my ex, whether it's on my phone or if it's, out in the open, whatever it is, I'm keeping that memory alive continuously, not letting myself move forward from that. If I am keeping, utensils or utensils, like I'm in the kitchen or something, if you're keeping any type of figments or figures or gifts or whatever it may be, I know sometimes you might have got the fly gifts, like you might have got, the pair of J's, you might have got the places, you might have got the, the Louis bag or whatever it is. I'm not saying that, you got to burn it, maybe sell it, get yourself some dough for it. But to keep those reminders of the past relationship will very well keep you in that cycle. And that cycle is almost impossible to break when you do not allow yourself to let go of those physical things that represent them. The universe loves a vacuum. It can only fill up a vacuum. So if the space is already taken, sorry, buddy, that ain't it. Number 5, you stop creeping. Oh, this is a good one. You stop creeping on their pages. Stop creeping on their social media. Stop looking at what they're doing, what they got going on. Who are they with? Who are they not with? What are they doing nowadays? Are they still at the club popping bottles? Have they changed their life and given their life to Jesus? Have they given their life to Allah? Instead of worrying about what that person's got going on, creeping and sneaking and geeking into their lives, you have not completely healed from that situation. You could tell yourself all day, I've healed, I've let go, but then you're still creeping. Late nights like these. And I know a lot of people who be doing this in relationships. Like you're in a whole ass new relationship and you still looking at your ex's pictures like, ooh, what they got going on. And you might think, well, I care about them. And that might be the excuse. Cap. As a friend or whatever, cap, you're still emotionally invested or connected to them. Or you might tell yourself this one. This is a good one. Is, oh, wait, there is no good one. Let it go. Let them go. Let it be. Now, number six. This one might take the longest, but this is also a complete and absolute, you know it. You know it like you know it like you know it, right? This is you genuinely wish the best for them in their own life, even though you're no longer in their life. Now, this one is difficult for most of us because, it's easy to wish somebody the best when they're in your life and everything is peachy and everything's on point. We're together, you know what I mean? If they're your partner, oh man, I want to pour into you. I want to love on you, etc. But once the person's left the picture, especially if it was on bad terms, to wish the other person the best genuinely, I'm not talking about lip service. I'm not talking about just saying it to say it. I'm talking about real deal Holyfield. I'm talking about you genuinely wish the best for this individual. In order to get to that place, there's a lot of inner work, shadow work, introspection, awareness, allowance, forgiving, acceptance. There's a lot that's going to have to take place in order for you to get to a place where you can genuinely look at that person. We're not looking at them physically, right? But to look at the essence of that person and say, I wish you the best regardless and in spite of whatever differences we may have. And that's, again, for every relationship dynamic. That's just, not just for the romantic relationship. This is for the friendship, familial, etc. When we move past, when we evolve past, when we outgrow those relationships, when we get to a point where we can say, I wish you the best, even though we're no longer in each other's lives and may never be in each other's lives again. That's how you know. And I'm gonna throw number 7 into here. I didn't do a number 7 on here, but I'm gonna throw a number 7 just because it's coming top of mind. You have healed from your past relationship. Get this one. You've healed from your past relationship when you care more about loving yourself than you do finding love from somebody else. That one is crucial, vital, absolutely top tier stuff. When you care more about the internal love, about finding the love within yourself than you do about finding somebody who will quote unquote love you, you done did it. You passed the test. You're here. You've arrived. Welcome. And when you are investing into that relationship with yourself, forget about it. You unstoppable, period. So before I get into those 7 again, I'm going to do a quick run through. I want to plug in my first published book, Doing Me Guilt-Free, Breaking Free from People Pleasing and Unleashing Your True Personal Power. This right here is a lifetime investment. Get yourself a copy immediately by clicking the link in the description below. Now, let me get into this one more time. Running through the 6 signs, or at least 7, I added one for y'all, a little bonus. The 7 signs You're healed from a past relationship. Number one, you no longer feel the need to incessantly talk about your ex. Number two, you're able to focus more on the future than you are in the past. Number three, you don't compare others to your ex, period. Number four, you deleted the memories from that relationship instead of holding on for dear life. Number five, you stop creeping on their pages to see what they got going on. That necessary, crucial. Number six, you genuinely wish them the best, even though they're no longer in your life. And number seven, you care more about the love within than finding some sort of love out there. Because when it's all said and done, the only love that exists is the love within yourself. And that love is going to magnify into the rest of your life. And then you can welcome in that soulmate relationship. It's real. Trust me. I know. I'm living it. It's very, very real. But it only comes as a byproduct of you loving yourself. Period. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Till the next time. Namaste. Namaskar. And now I must get your copy of Doing Me Guilt Free. That part too.